Hey everyone, just wanted to give a real quick update on the Outer Wilds series. Do not watch this video if you haven't seen episode 24 yet, spoilers abound. So yeah, basically just to touch on the decision that I've got to make. As anybody who's been following the series will know, I've reached a bit of a juncture and I can go one way or the other. More on that in a minute. First of all, just a couple of things that I picked up on after recording the last one, a couple of corrections that I want to make, which have now become apparent. So, first of all, yeah, obviously it wasn't the Ash Twin project itself that was being cast back 22 minutes. That wouldn't make any sense, because if we sent the Ash Twin project itself back 22 minutes, it would land squarely on top of the Ash Twin project, and as anybody who's played a game in the last 20 years will tell you, spawning two objects in the same place only leads to heartache and disaster. So, yeah, it makes sense that it was literally just the contents of the 7 masks, or 3 masks in our case, which was the recording of 2 Hearthians and the historic probe data from the previous iterations. But also, I kind of want to take back the maybe mildly bastardy thing I said about the Nomai before. I come to realize that there was absolutely no way they could have failed. Had the sun gone supernova when they actually sent it originally, or attempted to send it, they would have succeeded eventually, because we now know that the eye of the universe itself is quantum. That means that, as I sort of half-jokingly said in the last video, it would move around. Every single iteration, it would be in a different place. It didn't set off on one course. In one direction, to one star system, or often like one cardinal direction. So I'd originally thought that if, for example, the space pickle was over there and the sun was over here, and then the eye happened to be directly behind it from the discombobulated space pickle's line of sight, then it would be screwed, because it would have to send the probe through the sun to reach it, which wouldn't happen, which means they'd never ever pick it up. But that's not the case, because the eye's in a different place every single time. So, in a way, even though it seems like a big number, considering how big space is, considering the eye was in a different location each time it fired, getting it on the 9.3 millionth attempt was actually pretty damn good going when you think about it. But yeah, so even if on one occasion it did send a probe into the sun, or the eye just happened to be on the opposite side of, I don't know, Timber Hearth, for example, it wouldn't matter, because it spawns in a completely different location the next time round. So, anyway, all that babbling and course correction out of the way, what do I do about this this conundrum that I'm faced with? So, to recap, I can either return to the Ash Twin project, pluck the warp core out, and completely diffuse the entire loop in the hope that I can actually make some good of the situation and get to the eye of the universe before my time runs out. Speaking of which, okay game, you dropped a hint. Or I go and chase down the echoes of the eye. Jump straight into the DLC. Now, right from the start of the game, I fully intended to complete the game in its fullest before jumping over to the DLC, but then the debates happened in the YouTube comments, the debates happened on the Discord, and I was swayed this way and that, and I started leaning towards doing the DLC first before the end, and then I was back on the fence, and then as I was entering the Ash Twin project, I went pretty much firmly back on the side of going and completing the base game again. And then when I saw what lay before me, I hopped back on the fence. So, where am I? Well, my final decision is going to be revealed in the next episode. And I'll see you then. Take care. Bye-bye!